When I go to YouTube, all I think of is let's watch funny videos, let's watch crashes, let's watch cats, let's watch dogs, let's watch animals.
Yeah.
Let's watch even babies, kids getting hurt. But that's not funny, but it is. That's not funny, but it is funny.
Hello everyone, welcome to the very first Soultribe podcast, and it's a new experience for all of us, and we're going to have some fun, talk some laughs, things like that. Let's go through who is who. So we've got Johnny over here, if you're listening with your eyes. We've got Tyrese next to me as well. We've got Jackson over at the far end, and I'm Liam as well. So, do you want to say anything about each other? Oh God!
With your eyes.
Listen with your eyes. Hey. Oh God!
Oh, sorry, Liam.
That's fine. Oh my God! But yeah. So let's go around the room, and Johnny, say something about yourself, my man. You take the mic.
Yeah, my name's Johnny. I'm the youngest member of Soultribe.
Yeah.
We're all workmates. We met at work. We all have a unique skill set, and we're just looking to have experiences that make us grow as people, have adventures. Today we went sliding down a hill, so we're still bubbling from that. Yeah, and we're just a good group of mates, and it's just good to be with people that you can have a laugh, you know? Yeah. Take life too seriously sometimes, but yeah, that's how I'll start. Next person.
Yeah, let's
You got
go
the mic?
round here.
Kia ora team, my name's Jackson. Fuck a little bit about myself. What does it mean by that?
Hey,
Anything?
Yeah.
anything about yourself, my man.
Back in my day, I was, well, not my day, but when I was a bit younger, I was a bit of a ruckus. got into trouble a lot, and yeah, I kind of moved out of that neighbourhood type thing and grew into hanging out with proper people and stopped being a criminal. Yeah. And now I want to pass it over to this fella.
Hey,
Oh, you think the mic? Chair, I'm tight.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm a pretty chill guy. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's all I've got. Really.
Hey, I'm Liam. Well, we're all part of the Soultribe, but I'm the editor for the Soultribe at the moment, and I love editing these videos, and I love editing everything that has to do with the Soultribe. And I started off by started 7 years ago with a YouTube channel of my own, and I've done that for 7 years, and I've thought, wow, I really like doing my solo stuff, but I really would like to do some group stuff, and this is why we've formed the Soultribe, is to get out together, learn and grow with each other, and to just have some fun. So, that's pretty much the Soultribe, guys.
Yes, we can start by talking about some of the things that we've experienced in our life and the skill sets that we possess. Coming to know Jackson, he's very much into cars, which he will talk about, and he's got an adventurous spirit. Ty's very musically talented. He also gets into tech, which he can kind of even delve a little bit deeper into that. Liam's been doing YouTube for a while as well. A little bit about me, to go a little bit further than what I said before. I come from a big family. My mum's one of 8, so I've got a lot of cousins. We moved a lot in my life. I consider myself a gypsy. I also went to a lot of different schools. So I went to Pākehā schools, and what I mean by this, I lived in Greymouth. There wasn't much Māoris when I lived there. I've lived in a lot of different places, but I've also been to more Māori schools. So yeah, been in the South Island, North Island, played a lot of sports growing up. Played rugby for like 15 years, and yeah, met a lot of people doing that. It's a part of who I am. I think it's always stayed with me. One of my hobbies is calisthenics. I get into working out. I've got 2 kids, which I work out with. I also am a longboarder from back in the day. Don't do it as much as I used to when I was younger, but it just kind of taps into. I would consider myself still adventurous now, but not as much as what I used to be. Like when I was a kid, we used to do a lot of adventurous shit. We used to be able to go to the petrol station and get a tube and then go down to the river and just explore. A lot of bushwalking, kind of the things that you have in a New Zealand upbringing. My brother's an artist. I've got lots of artists in my family, and I've got because we've got a big family, I've got to meet a lot of different people who do a lot of different shit. So for me to have this experience, I don't like being on camera, and I've just been living a comfortable life, and I kind of want to break out of that, because I think when you create, you can kind of create your own world. And then once I come to the realization, like we create our reality, and we can determine the life that we want to make it fulfilling more at work and outside of work, that I can do things that I'm proud of, and I can go back and look and be like, amazing. But I've also did a lot of different jobs. I left home at 16, which is young. Did labouring jobs, but I've also did customer service jobs as well. So I'm the kind of person that's very flexible, very adaptable to different things. And within this group, there's a lot of skills that they have that I would like to learn, whether it's going out with Jackson doing a doughy, learning how to play an instrument with Ty, just whatever, editing film, and these skill sets will help me improve different elements to my life. And I just want to have adventures. I mean, what else am I really gonna do? You know what I mean? I think a part of your life is to give to other people, and so I'm ready to make myself a better person, so then I can help people. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I'll leave it there. And it's a little bit about me.
Yeah, I mean, the Soultribe is a place where we can all learn, and we can all grow, and we can all develop as a team and develop as mates, and make the world a better place in our eyes, and hopefully that everything will work out great. So, do we want to go over there, or do you want me to say a bit more?
Hey, you can keep going if you want.
Okay, so again, my name's Liam, and I grew up not here where we are in Masterton. I didn't grow up here. I grew up in a little place called Markuri. It's about 33 k's east of Paetua, on a big, decent farm, and with a father who really enjoyed his craft. And unfortunately, I didn't share the same passion, and went off to boarding school and here in Masterton, and then ended up in about year 11 and year 12 a few years ago. Ended up falling under some dark times, and ended up with a lot of things happening in those years, and I ended up getting bipolar schizoaffective disorder, being diagnosed with that. But I've been clear for 3-4 years now, holding a stable job, having a great life, and I've really outshone, done better than what everyone thought I was going to do. So I'm really happy with what I've done, and now the Soultribe is one layer to that. I've just started helping these guys out and help make the world a better place, and try and make a bit of content at it as well. So that's a little bit more about me. So yeah
Good on, man.
Okay, so who are we going over here? We're going Tyrese Jackson.
Going to Jackson.
Yeah, back to me. As you know, I grew up in the block, pretty rough neighbourhood. Not so bad now though. We've got a lot of white families in, which is good. No offence, but less drama, better. But I did move around quite a lot. When I was about 6, we ended up heading over to the South Island, and I stayed over there. We got taken away. Stayed over there for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. and got to come back on Christmas holiday. That was about it. But once we ended up moving back down, getting a house in Harley Street, and that was a nice house, two car garage, mean house. And then my mum decided to move to Wellington, and I got asked whether I wanted to move with my dad or my mum, so I moved with my dad. And then from then on, I've been in the block. Yeah, it's been quite good. I used to be a bit of a rugby player. Want to jump back into it.
Nice.
Just got to find the motivation, you know.
Here it is, brother. So right here.
Yeah.
Any interview?
Boxing. I was doing that for about 7 years. That's another thing I want to get into, but again, this is finding motivation. At the start, I was trying to find a job stable enough to go to boxing, but now that I found that, and I think I will be there for quite a while, I'll decide to go back. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice.
Now on to Tyrese.
See, I haven't had as interesting lives as you guys, so I've had a pretty.
Talked to you, it's been interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it might be interesting to other people, but I think it's just been pretty modest. Yeah. I moved around a lot when I was first born. Lived in the Mount for a bit. Lived in Hamilton. Came back here. Yeah, I bounced around when I was younger, but I think when I was about 5 or 6, I've been here since I was 5 or 6. Yeah, no, I can't really think of anything else.
Well, rugby life, school life. Yeah, your rugby life, like even
what you do now.
just your
brother.
like when we've talked, something I found real interesting about you was like music and how much that had an influence on your life. It's something that's really fascinating to me about your upbringing.
Yeah. So, well, my old man's family, my dad is he's played every instrument I've seen him touch, and
Pots and shit.
Yeah, probably buckets. So when I'd go up and see him, he'd always be making music or listening to music and showing me, how to analyze it. But I didn't really click on when I was that age. It wasn't until I got older, like maybe like 9 or 10, I just started. I had a different way with music. Like people listen to music, this is a cool song, but I'm like analyzing it, like in a different way. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I just wanted to play guitar. So my mum got me a guitar, and then I went to lessons at school, but I wasn't as advanced as the other kids. So I was kind of a bit behind and I kind of felt left out. So I just went out on my own and just taught myself.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And then we got to college, and then I saw a guitar in the classroom and I picked it up. Me and my other bro Teoho, he's like, "Oh, do you know how to play it?" I said, "Yeah, I know a couple of songs." So I playing him. He's like, "How are you so?" So he said to me, "How are you so good?" I was like, "Oh, I'm not even I'm not even that good." And then I don't know if you remember Miss the blonde teacher for music.
The Miss Scott?
Yeah, Miss Scott, that's her name. She caught whiff of me playing guitar. And so I did music in year 11, and I liked it. I was first time playing in like a band and stuff. And in year 12, I didn't do music because I was more into my sports at that time for half the year. And then I got invited to the school band. We performed over at Waikol, performed at our school, performed in Carterton as well for the do you know the Smoke Free Rock Quest? Yeah. So I did there's a subsection, like a sub competition called the Tangata Beats. It's like all the Pacifica Māori and stuff like that. Yeah. So we won that Carterton one, and I think we got like $1,000 or something. I thought this is cool. That was like eye-opening. Like we won some money from that. And then I don't know, just kind of chilling with my music now.
Were you shy to perform when you first started?
I hated it because even just the practicing, because our teacher would be there, and I had a separate guitar teacher as well, and there was another piano teacher for one of my other mates. Just even them watching was really like confronting. Like I was like stiff as a stick. I would just stare at my guitar or the bass, whatever I was playing, and yeah, no, I hated it. She said, Miss Scott, which was our main teacher, just said, you got to loosen up. I said, oh, but I can't. It's like...
Because it's really different, like, when you're playing to people that really know music to other people. So, like, if I'd perform a Māori
feel
song...
like you have to keep your standards, like,
higher.
Yeah.
Because if you sing a Māori song that you haven't sung for a long time to people who don't know Māori, they won't understand the mistakes that you're making if a word's
only
wrong.
Yourself, yeah.
But if you're doing it in front of a Māori teacher, like, hey,
yeah.
no, you're
like, hold,
you know what I mean? And so it kind of, you know that they know more. Yeah, music's very have you ever made songs outside of school, like where you've composed them maybe with other people, or just made your own beats and sung your own?
Yeah, well, that didn't start because for my music assessment we had to make a song with, you know, like 2 or 3 other people, and I did that, and I enjoyed doing that part, you know, finding the chords and then putting that into the song, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I tried doing that on my own. But it's a bit harder when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you've got other ideas bouncing around and it's easier to build a song. But, yeah, by yourself, yeah, I don't know. If I stumped on something, I would kind of just drop it.
And even just listening to, like, say someone even that you're like... I've written verses with people that I'm like, this stuff's way better than this stuff.
I have a problem
and
with
then
that
have
too.
to alter it.
Yeah. I used to compare myself to other people. Then that's
sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's
well, it can set you back.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it did
to
for me.
Make you doubt
sometimes.
yourself, because it's hard to look at yourself, even if you're a talented musician, as a good musician. Like, how much rappers would listen to their own music going, oh, this is, you know what I mean? I'm sure that they're always kind of like a little bit cringy, or I wonder if they just get to the place where they just, it felt good at the time doing it, have a little listen and then just leave it. Like, you know, be kind of like making a movie and just not watching it yourself, you know what I mean? A lot of actors say that they do that when they do stuff. It's very interesting. It's a subject I'd like to delve into with like a little bit more, but we'll go to Liam quickly and just talk about how you got onto YouTube, Liam.
Yeah, so I got into YouTube when I first started school, and school was really the turning point for me because, again, I was at the farm at the time and I couldn't really produce videos how I wanted to do them. And when I had that avenue of boarding school, I kind of said to myself, well, this is going to be the turning point for me. This is going to where I start my journey as someone who is going to make good content and start doing what I want to do. And for people outside of my little bubble of YouTube, no one really cared, which is like, that's fine. I was just out on my own, doing my own thing, and sometimes I get a little bit fed up in the boarding house when it was quite rowdy, and I'm like, can you guys shut up? I'm trying to film a video. and it's like, well, that's what the beginning days were. I only had a small Windows 10 Surface Pro. I mean, one of my first videos that I did was a vlog at Castle Point. So I actually took my laptop out to Castle Point, and my headmaster was there, and he's like, you shouldn't be doing this. And I'm like, yes, but it's for the content. And I did not know that my channel would get this far. And like I said, I've struggled a bit lately with content, just trying to motivate myself to do a bit more. But yeah, I've found more things and more avenues. Like I've started my own music journey as well. Like I've got a couple songs on Spotify, things like that. They're not very good. I call my songs a bit half baked. So they're not just perfect. Yeah, but I'm being taught by a good guy, a good couple of guys, sometimes, and yeah, they're doing they're helping me perfect my journey, and I guess this is what I'm doing with the Soultribe now. Is that I am teaching these guys how to become content creators, and I guess it's a bit more weight on my shoulders, but I guess it's a group project, and with my what I call failing mind, it's good to get into a group and to bounce ideas off each other and things like that. Just try to get the ball rolling and to think of ideas. I mean, Nawi was an idea that we thought of, and it was just a thing that we said we have to do this to start the channel. I mean, episode 1's out on the channel right now. You can go have a look, but the rest of the series will be coming in the following weeks, and the video we've just done now, the sled riding competition, they'll be out as well in a while. But yeah,
what was your reason for creating content? So you obviously got into it, but so to continue to do it, is it just like a hobby for you, or do you have a particular, was it very goal orientated that you systematically broke it down, or you're just kind of just going with the flow?
Yeah, it was more kind of me just going with the flow. I really thought this is a fun idea, this is a fun avenue, and I thought I probably won't get to Mr. Beast level. Yeah. But yeah, like I've been saying, the Soultribe is probably where we will thrive the most, and we will bounce off ideas the most. But yeah, my solo channel, it's only got 356 subscribers, okay, which you put all of them in the room, and it's quite a few people.
Yeah. When you think about it like that, it definitely is.
Yeah, so I'm very hopeful that it's going to work out. It's going to do very well, and now we've got the Soultribe as well, so I can get some more ideas, learn a bit more and things like that, and yeah, should be good.
Okay, so we'll go over to Jackson.
Go over to Jackson.
Jackson, the adventurous spirit that you are. So you get into cars and box. So you boxed for 7 years. That's a long time. What was your journey into boxing?
This is a quite funny one, right?
Yeah.
So when I was younger, I had a smart mouth. I had a very smart mouth.
So you want to know how to fight then?
Pretty much. I don't care who I was talking to. I'll just, whatever I had in my mind, I would say. And I did that quite often and got into a little bit of, quite a few dramas and whatnot. So my dad put me on boxing so I could defend myself if I needed to. Yeah, exactly. And once I got there, I was just in there. I wanted just to fight. I wanted to jump in the ring and hit people. But then we got taken over to. It used to be called St. John's, but now it's called WBA.
Yeah, next to the
yeah. And I got taken there. We had a few words up on the board: respect, responsibility. I cannot remember the others, but they will come back to me at some point. But that taught me a lot. Discipline. I got taught about a lot of discipline, and that also helped me. I don't know where I would be if I didn't learn discipline. That helped me a lot. I did have a few hiccups there where I just couldn't be bothered and give up. But I always had it in my mind that I could become a professional boxer at some point. So I tended to go back every single day, like 4 days a week, for 4 years and years and years. And yeah, then I started working and it kind of messed it up.
It does. I relate to that. Yeah. Like I can remember wanting to be an All Black, like every kid does, and then you get older and then you realise how competitive it is, because when you're in your own age group, you're only competing with that age group. As soon as you hit 19, 20, now you're in the shark pool with every single person that had the same dreams as you, and it was very deflating to me at that time, because I was like, oh, I'm definitely not going to become an All Black. When I was labouring, just started hitting the piss, as you do, and then I was like, like I didn't have any kind of, I didn't think that I could use my skill set anywhere else. But when I look back on it now, like you could teach people how to box and can't even do what Lawrence does. Like he runs a business just boxing. So it's always another avenue that you can go down. What do you like about boxing the most, Jackson?
Not gonna lie, I like the fact that you get to hit people, but I like the traveling too. Because when I was boxing, I was competitive, but not competitive. So I went over to quite a few of the tournaments, like Golden Gloves and Taupo. That was a nice time.
Like amateur.
Yeah. We spent a night over there, had Golden Gloves all day, and I think yeah, and then we shot back home. That's quite a lot of the point of it, travelling. I like the travel. I like looking at the scenery, going to new places. And yeah.
It's funny because even in physical pursuits you can be creative and you don't look at it like that. Like you think only being creative would be in like music or art, but any craft that you choose to do, you can add elements of creativity. Like even if you look at certain boxes, like I don't know if you've ever seen Prince Nassim or Roy Jones, the way that they'll put their hands down and they just make it look like poetry. But it's really like we live in a competitive age in anything that you choose to do, because I think it's a different mindset. Like when you're really trying to level up, it can become a lot of pressure. Like if you go into a jiu-jitsu gym and you want to be a world champion, it's a lot different if you're doing it recreationally. You know, I got a couple kids. I just want to do it for fun. I haven't pursued something with that intensity since rugby. You know what I mean? And when I look at I don't think it's always the best idea to start in that space before you've kind of built yourself up. Like my dream wasn't to be an All Black when I was average at rugby. It was a build-up. It was years of playing and kind of strategizing first. Like I could get to this level instead of going like I want to, like, you know, going into something wanting the best from it without putting in any, like, so if I got into music now, I played the guitar with Ty and I'm like, I want to be the best in the world, like, you know what I mean? It kind of feels unrealistic from that standpoint. It'd be like, well, just hold your horses there, mate, just take your time and kind of take it from there. But I've always liked the idea of like, when you do skills, like mastery in one skill is the same across the board, whether it's YouTube, whether it's music, whether it's boxing. The formula always seems to be very similar, even though the skills are different. And once I started to, like, there's been books written on that, like I think, what's that guy's, there was a samurai who fought a lot of people. People talk about his book quite a lot. I think Joe Rogan's got his tattoo or whatever. But yeah, he was kind of saying like, if you master any craft, it's the same recipe to success. But I found like I always get to a level at something and I get comfortable there. Like I'm kind of like, like for me to get to the next level, I'm going to have to... comfort zone. And it's hard. And
with music at the moment,
yeah. It's like you get to this, like I wouldn't even call it complacency, but I think you have to be willing to get deep, and get deep. Like, I could imagine like to get really good at combat, you've got to understand advanced things that the other people don't understand. Like if you heard Conor McGregor talking, he would always be like, I just know things that none of yous know. You guys aren't willing to go to the depth of the skill, you know what I mean? And it's and I find that with anything, I sometimes don't feel like I have a problem going deep. It's just applying what you've learnt. Like you could have the recipe to success, but the work still has to be done. It's not just done off of thought. But the thought, like, I don't think I would struggle with. It's just what you have to do. So, like, when I was playing table tennis, it's like, well, I have to get out of mastering and I have to commit in that way. Like, you are limited to a degree of how successful you can become in some ways, depending on where you're born. Like if you went to Makota to be the best rugby player, that's not where they spot talent from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You will want to go to a more prestigious first 15. Like imagine if you wanted to be like the world's best rugby player, but you live in Chile. You know, like where you're born can impact. Like so there is elements that people don't take into. Like there has to be sacrifices to be made. Like and a part of it's just watching the best. Like I think like some of the great coaches that I've heard are always like it, just watch what the best do, not what they say, and then just learn from your own analytics. You know, like you can go and watch but it's always good to have people at your level to build you up to be able to understand great. Like, because you can listen to Kobe Bryant, you can watch Michael Jordan. You know, like I'm infatuated with greatness. But you can't skip levels. But even applying certain mindsets, like a thing that I learnt from greatness is that really is important to me is pressure, how you deal under pressure situations. So like when I played my table tennis finals, I'd be watching like Kobe Bryant and stuff like that, and I was watching a coach talking about like you don't have to win every battle, you only have to win the ones that matter, and understand the people that you're challenging, they're under pressure as well. So when I approached this table tennis finals, it took a lot of pressure off me. Usually I'm very nervous in competition. I'm like, well, this is only like a small mastered club. He's really nervous, which made me feel less nervous. And this doesn't really matter. You know, I'm making it matter more than what
it should be.
Than it should. You know what I mean? And things like that. But like we'll talk about some funny shit. Like what kind of shit do you guys like to watch on YouTube? Doesn't have to be funny shit, but like when you see like a successful YouTuber, like what kind of YouTuber do you watch and be like, that would be the life, that would be the one?
I watch a guy called Marty T. He's a New Zealand YouTuber living down the Marlborough Sounds, basically, and he's off-grid living, and I really aspire to be like him. Is like just to live off-grid and things like that. Like the last few years, I've been watching him. He's done so many things to improve his land, his island, and his way of living in place. And hell, he actually transformed a old washing machine into a power source for a like a mini hydro power, mini hydro dam or something like that. And he restores old tractors, bulldozers, things like that. He's really crafty, and I know I probably won't get to a crafty level, but I really think he's a good person to aspire to and things like that. I watch a lot of building and a lot of gaming channels, but nothing in my eyes is better than watching Marty T improve his way of living and his lifestyle, to be honest. So yeah, that's my sort of thing.
But when I go to YouTube, all I think of is let's watch funny videos, let's watch crashes, let's watch cats, let's watch dogs, let's watch animals.
Yeah.
Let's watch even babies, kids getting hurt. But that's not funny, but it is. It's not funny, but it is funny. Yeah.
Like I like people who review tech. Like I get so jealous of it. Like if someone gets like to ride like the best electric skateboard and the company sends it to them, or the best headphones to review, it's just like that's the one. You know what I mean? Like I would be cracking up. I don't know like about like advanced tech that you have to have. Like I'm not at that level yet, but I like the idea of companies sending you shit. I like the idea of companies giving you money to give away or to make videos that that you want to do. You know what I mean? Like that's what I like about I liked Mr. Beast's philanthropist kind of videos, like where he would be like, go into the store and just grab as much shit as you can and you can keep it. Like that would be so fun to do. And I'm like, how cool is that? And you get to see the look on people's faces, and I would be watching those videos, man, thinking like, I wish that someone would do that to me. Like, oh, bro, if you can go into that store, grab as much as you can keep it.
Like, who is the New Zealand Mr. Beast?
Yeah. So
And that's what we could aspire
to be, yeah, like, you know, even like, yeah, like going up to someone and just be like, bro, give us like, yeah, 20k, and we're not gonna, like, we're gonna use it to give away to like someone else and potentially change their life. It was very inspiring to me. But yeah, I like watching funny things is where I grew up watching stand-up comedy, and I know that you did, Jackson, and all of it, like, and you too, Ty, just watching, like, I like black humour. I like how out there it is. They just speak their mind.
It's even better because it's real life stuff. Oh no, it's even better because it's like real life experiences. I think it's more funny when you can relate to it.
Oh, hard out, 100%.
Yeah, I think African Americans and us, it's sort of similar upbringings, you know, with like your parents going off at you in front of your mate when your mate's there. I think.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Can you tell us a story like that in your life, like where you've brought a friend over to your house?
My mum's real shame, man. Like, she does not care. She used to like come in, you know, be jamming the game with the bro or something, and she'd be like, bro, why are your skitty undies out on the front porch? Something like that.
Yeah.
Here we go. Like, shame, man.
And did you say, okay, Mum, I'll go great?
Hell no, those aren't mine.
It's okay if you're with a mate that you feel like has a similar upbringing, but I had different kinds of mates. So like my Māori mates, or like, yeah, they kind of knew, you know what I mean? They'd be like, I didn't have to give them any warning, like, you know, bro, like, yeah, like, my house is a little bit off the chain, because we had like lots of op shop shit. Like, my mum worked at the dump, so you could imagine the kind of shit we had at our house. Like, we had a black and white TV for ages, you know what I mean? Like, shit like that. Or just like the TVs with the dials and shit. And so it would be like, yeah, like a house. Like I was kind of shame about that growing up, but when I look back on it now, it was kind of cool. But yeah, like, I'd have like, if a mate come over to my house that, like, I'd been to their house and it was flash, I'd be like, yeah, don't, like, go to school and tell people, like, yeah, that you had a golden syrup sandwich at my house, you know what I mean? Like, you just keep it under wraps, you know. And it'd be but they usually found it quite entertaining. But I get a feeling that every family thinks that their family's crazy in some way. I used to wet the bed, and my mum used to put, like, my piss stained mattress, like, outside drying. This is like true, you know what I mean? And just things like that. So at the time, I thought it was like ruining my life. But we went op shopping quite a lot too, and one thing I learned about op shopping, I can remember, like, every time I'd go to the op shop, I'd always look for labelled clothes. Yeah. And then my brother would say to me, and they'd be like, you know, faded old Nike shit, and then it'd be like, bro, it's just like, if someone throws out something labelled, it's usually gonna be shit, you know what I mean? It's just like, try and, like, be a little bit more interesting. And then, like, you know, my brother was kind of crafty when he would go op shopping. Like, so the first rule, don't go in hungry, because you just rush, you know what I mean? So you want to kind of go in there, make sure you got a foot. But it's like, who thinks of that? You know what I mean? So it's like, we're going to have a good.
You mean like actually hungry?
Yeah, it's like, don't go in hungry because you just want to, like, you're not thinking properly, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, you know, so, like, I kept that tip. And so, like, every time I'm going to go op shopping, like, I'll make sure, like, I'm fully fed. And to get better results, also too, don't look at colours that don't suit you. So it's like, you've only got like a limited amount of concentration, right? So you've got to be able to narrow things down quickly. And then the third thing is, he's very texture orientated. He's like, you want to get clothes that just feel nice to touch, you know what I mean? And then just obviously being experimental, because back when I was op shopping back in the day, it was very cheap, so you could just kind of play around with your style a little bit more. But it was very different to the way that, like, because I was more, I want flash shit, and I'm still kind of like that now. I've got my op shop kind of shit. But the op shop's more expensive, but a majority of my clothes are op shop. But I don't find myself like wearing things that I used to when I was young. Like, I'd wear like lots of old men pants and shit like that. I find it hard to find that kind of stuff. Yeah, like, they're cool. I'd love to dress you sometime, Lamb. I reckon I could make you look mad. But op shops are expensive now than what they used to be. But jobs, like what kind of jobs have you guys done prior to the job that we work at now? Like, I think I've asked you guys before, if you guys don't have if you haven't did a lot of jobs, then you can also kind of talk about, like, jobs that you may be interested in doing, or things that you've just learned at work, like all the experiences that you've had. Jackson.
Jobs. So, I did a bit of work out at the NZ Wolves, yeah, sheep wool, pressing wool. That was nice. I liked that job. Good hours, good pay, good team. Yeah. Did a bit of time at McDonald's was not the best go-to, but hey, I was young. I wanted a job. I wanted to make some money so I can hang around my mates from school and spend all my money there. A little bit into my job at Macca's, I was there for about 9 months. About 4 months into it, I saved up all my money and bought a car. And then I was just out all weekend, every weekend. Going to work on Saturday night, coming back, going out drinking, going to work on Sunday morning. Now that was a bit of fun. And then I got to Breadcraft. I still did that for quite a while. But then I met my girlfriend and we kind of quieted down and I started hanging out with her more and doing just didn't see my life as drinking and partying all the time. Yeah.
What was it like behind the scenes of Macca's, from like people who don't get to see what it's like in there? What would you say? Like,
for the rating of teamwork and that, I rate that a good 10. That was good. It was more management style and too many Indians and too many chiefs and not enough Indians. So we've a lot of people felt like they were run by everyone there. Me, I didn't. I just went with the flow, did my own thing.
Who was your favourite person to work with at Macca's without even saying their
Probably my bro
name?
Krish.
Yeah. Why?
Funny.
What made Krish the man?
Because me and him, we grew up a lot together. So we were like, we go way back, and we did we just fucking turned into class clowns as soon as I got there. We started being ruckus, annoying everyone. Just having fun. And then I left school, had to get a full-time job, so I ended up moving to Breadcraft. And I was there for about 2 years. That was a good subtle job. I liked it. Good money, good pay, good days. But just felt like I wanted to do something different now.
Game tangents.
Yeah, well, because like I'm really interested in the characters that you come across at work. I've did so much different jobs, and I feel like I run into the same kind of characters almost. Like there's always a version of this guy at any workplace that you go. Like even at our work, like you're like there's characters that you'll run into that you're like, I've met a version of you at a different workplace. The shit talk at Smoko, the banter.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
I've never. The people we work with, I've never met anyone else like them.
Oh, you haven't?
No one else is like these people that I've worked with. They're just so out the gate. Yeah. Like in the like this one.
Yeah. I know it. Like I know what you mean. Like I wouldn't say like that the person's exactly the same, but just similar things that. Like there's always someone that complains a lot, and there's that same version of that person, like everywhere. But even other characters, like people that are funny, they might be funny in a different way, but they're playing the same role in a different company. I mean, our work's unique because we work with a lot of different age groups, and there's men and women, which I haven't worked in an environment like that for years. Like when I was beekeeping, it was primarily men. We had a couple girls, but it's primarily men, and the same. It was a different type of feel. But I have worked with women in the past. I've worked on the phone in investments, but I always like at hand. At yeah, like
At the place
I mean,
you
yeah,
work
at the
at
place,
now.
like
At our
yeah,
company.
it definitely is an interesting group of people. Like when I played rugby, a lot of these guys I could relate to a lot more than the people I played table tennis with. Like I wouldn't get to know this person unless I played table tennis with them or met them in somewhere random. It's funny how at work you're forced to interact with people that are completely different from you, even more so at our job than other jobs that I was in, like in beekeeping, because it was primarily men and they were, just men. Like we drive trucks, we beekeep, and just have like a pretty similar life. But yeah, it's where I kind of got to know like the Filipino culture quite a lot. So that mixed it up when I was beekeeping. But when I worked at Weddell, rugby, hunting, watching the UFC, hanging out with the family, and we all shared those common interests. And yeah, it was a more fulfilling job, and I miss beekeeping in certain ways. Like it's something that I could go back to, but it's good to just have, like, I've enjoyed it like because we've met, and it feels like maybe that's the reason why I was meant to work at, to be able to kind of do something a little bit different that's more unique to my skill set, because I was good at beekeeping, but I wasn't like I was born to be a beekeeper. I don't know if work's necessarily supposed to be like that. I don't think I'm born necessarily to be a YouTuber, but I've always wanted to be in an industry that I felt like what people are training to be like, I'm already naturally that. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you're naturally, like Josh is good at talking to people at work, right? He doesn't have to train to be good at talking to people. It's his natural skill set, and he can utilize it. And so I think it's things like that. Like if I'm naturally, like, I didn't have to train to kind of move like Chris. I already could. You know what I mean? So I could go in there and be sweet. This is kind of within what I do. But I've got other skill sets that you just want to explore a little bit more, instead of just kind of being stuck in this. In a box, so to speak. Do you guys ever feel like you're in a box, like being at work doing what we do, and then just living the life that you lived, and you're kind of like, even just doing that hill sliding thing today, like just then you're like, fuck, like we can actually do anything, you know what I mean? And I like that feeling in my life more, where it's like limitless possibility, than kind of be like, I'm just going to stick to the things that I know but not really further them, you know what I mean? It's like I'm going to do calisthenics, keep myself in shape, but I'm not looking to be the, like, it's not really growing me. It did for a beginning, like, because I had to get in the routine of doing it. Like, I get you guys in the routine of working out in the beginning, but once you've did it for like a year or two, then it's just like, now what? Am I going to push it as far as I can, or do I explore other things that add to this? I've got this in the bank now. This is I'm at quite a good level, and now I can do lots of other things. And so if I make YouTube videos, then my calisthenics can become more beneficial, because now I can post it up and people can look at it and maybe learn off of it. And so it's like that for me, because like even with your boxing, you could potentially teach people how to do that. You could like teach people how to play the guitar, or just having experiences with other people that make you fall in love with it. Because when you bring other people in it and they're cracking up, it's like, I remember when it used to be like that for me, and it kind of makes you fall in love with it again. Like when I lived on the Gold Coast, it's like, the Gold Coast, you come over and you're like, whoa, and it's just like, oh, that's what I used to be like, and it brings that feeling back in. But Liam, I'll let you.
Yeah, so I ended up after school. I was darting around a little bit, because I was still in that stage where I was battling with mental health and things like that. And the guy that I got to help me out getting a job, he did not help. Let's say that. He did not help in the slightest. The doctor, who was a very nice doctor, he said he cannot be in any fast-paced environments. And what did my little helper do? He said, oh, let's work at Pita Pit. Probably one of the most fast-paced bloody jobs in the town. And he's like, oh, just go to Pita Pit, just go to Pita Pit. And I'm like, have you not heard what the doctor said? Anyway, while that was going on, I ended up volunteering at the local hospice shop, driving around in the little van, helping the people move furniture out of houses, things like that. I was a really good asset to that team who were in their 70s, 80s, trying to do a job.
Trying to lift the couch.
Yeah, I was the youngest by a long shot, but I really brightened up them and their day when I came along. And then I moved into the job I'm at now, and I haven't looked back. So yeah, I think this place it's been a very good thing for me, and it's helped me. And now, like I said, I keep going back on this, but I keep saying that this group has really helped me define me, and it's helped me grow with friends as a possibility. Yeah.
I bet you're growing, eh?
Hey, yo. Hold up.
Pita Pit sounds like a horny girl's vagina, eh? Like,
Whoa. Where did that come from?
Just like the hungy pit, like.
Hungy pants.
But no, that's good. Like, it's we will grow together and just not be ashamed to talk about anything with each other. Just having that level of comfort. Sounds like I'm going to come out of the closet when I say shit like that. Anything. But should we have like a little break and have a bit of a moon?
Let's have a break and we'll come back to you. Whenever we're ready.
Okay, podcast resumed. Now I was just going to say, like, do you guys think, you guys have lived in Marsden for a long time, and I lived in Australia for years, come back here, and I always just got the impression people in Marsden think they're too cool. What's your guys' thoughts on that? Too cool, like you'll talk to them and they'll act like they're too cool, you know what I mean?
I think it's more regional based, eh? It's more like, you're from the Wairarapa, it's like, oh, Wairarapa, and it's like stuff like that. Like, people from Gisborne think they're cool, and people from Auckland think they're cool.
Yeah, like...
things like that.
Yeah, just to go a little bit deeper, like, because I think all that, like, circle of friends were already made, and, like, so when I'd go to penetrate a circle, they didn't need a... Like, they don't just fucking work. Well, just even, like, I'd always find myself, like, having to, worry about kind of what I say, or people just, like, kind of being like that, Like, I just think maybe our culture's like that in general, but I've really noticed it in Marsden a lot. Like, just people hating, people thinking that they're actually cooler than what they are. So, like, for example, like, if I worked with a dude who just liked pig hunting, I'm like, oh, did you watch the Joe Rogan podcast? I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, trying to, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, true, bro. You don't want to, like, are we only confined to what we can kind of talk about, or can we open up and have a laugh to develop, like, a little bit of, you know what I mean? Like, it's just this, like, I'm too cool. Like, have you guys ever experienced that? Like, even at college, like, there's a group of cool kids who think they're way cooler than what they actually are.
Yeah, I was in that group when I was in college.
Oh, God.
But then it also has a lot to do with who you grew up with, who you grew up around. Because me, fucking typical little white boy, yeah, well, not little, but little white boy. Yeah, but yeah, I grew up around the hood. I grew up for hanging out for the hood, man. So how weird did that look? All these Māori boys walking around, me the only white Māori walking beside them. Yeah. So it all brings up on the way, on like who you've been brought up around too. Because it's kind of hard to find friendships once you've gained friendships like that.
Yeah, for sure.
When you've already had friendships like that, you don't really care, kind of thing.
Because we're defensive who we open ourselves up around, and you feel like you have to put on a mask for certain people, and it's something that I want this group to help me not care, because like we've always got each other's back. So it's just like, well, if you don't think it's cool, you have to pretend to be someone else. I don't. Yep. But I'm like everyone else. Like I still would find myself like, putting on a mask. Like when you go to work, you have to interact with certain people a certain way, and just not being able to express yourself. It's something I've struggled with, and this group's going to help me just be comfortable with me. Like I want to be comfortable with who I am, and if you don't like it, or you think it's like a little bit out the gate, we'll just stick to you know what I mean. I've got people that but I would like to kind of bring that into wherever you are. Like you can talk to me about anything. I won't roll my, like I'm open-minded. Like I don't care, you know what I mean? I'm not judging you, you know what I mean? Whether you fucking like read horoscopes or you get into YouTube, things that are different to me, you know, like, and being able to be like, nah, sweet as, because you do have to have things in common, because when I have people in my life, like I want to level them up, but I'm very I'm controlling. I'm a strict dad, you know. So like, you know, when me and Liam were becoming friends, I'm like, well, this is the only thing that I can offer him, and I'm gonna be like, the kind of, because I'm older than you, so it'll be like, no, like, just do it. Like, you want to get into shape, and if you'll see it, but it's not the way to go. And when we went on the Nawi trip, I was like, Liam's actually going to help me grow a lot. Like, I need to change my mindset. I don't want to become a person that I don't like. Like, I want to be the kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be the person that's like, now I'm the guy who thinks like, oh, I work real hard and I'm in shape, and, you know, like fucking, you know what I mean? I know everything, and be like that. It's just like, well, no, I want to be like, I'm open to experiences, because when you're getting closed off by people, you start closing other people off, and it starts to alter the way that you are. But if you've got a like group of mates that you can geek out with, like I do have mates that I'm close to in that way, that they really know me, but they don't live here, and I just want to have that here, especially like when I go into work, because I look forward to going into work now, knowing that you guys are there. It's just like, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're like, and then just realizing you have to put on the mask. We don't. We can just stroll through here, and we can like you can roll your eyes over there hearing us talking about stuff, but you're eventually going to be like, I wish we were like that. I wish I didn't have to hold back on things that I want to say and how I want to express myself, you know what I mean?
But that's another thing, not having to hold back, because we have to do that quite a lot, say at work. We have to hold back what we really want to say a lot.
Yeah, well, it's not like about hurting people's feelings and stuff like that. It's just about like, so if you walk into a group full of like tough men, you're worried about like, okay, am I going to say anything that's going to cause an altercation with this person? And then if I make myself vulnerable to you, you're going to use it against me. You know what I mean? Are you that kind of person? Be like, okay, and like, he's opened up to me, and now I know he's soft. I'm not going to show him my vulnerabilities. I'm just going to I'm going to know their weaknesses without exposing yours. Like I make a promise to myself, if someone makes themselves vulnerable to me, that I always return that. So then there's trust. If you told me an intimate detail about your life, that I'll return that. So then you can trust me, because now I've told you something personal. You've told me something personal. So then I know that you don't want to say the personal thing that I've told you, because you've told me personal things. And I think it doesn't always have to be like real intimate stuff, but just having this element of trust. Like if I open myself up to you, like I'm many different things. Like I am a strong person, but I also have weaknesses and vulnerabilities that have to be protected, you know what I mean? Not like if we one day we're not getting along, and I'm gonna like say some shit like that's you know what I mean? Like and for good friendships and bonds, it's gotta be like that. Because I might say out the gate shit, but I'm not always out the gate. I might talk a lot. I don't always talk a lot. You know what I mean? And like I've got lots of different elements to my personality, and I don't want to be perceived as one different person, you know what I mean? Like I've always had the reputation for talking a lot, but then some people would meet me and I wouldn't talk a lot. It just depends on what bond I have with you, of how, you know what I mean? And so I hated people thinking, oh, there's that guy that I've heard a lot about, but I don't actually know him. But the things I've heard, I felt like I've been boxed in, even as the person that I am. Like I've always felt like I'm not fully understood. So to have people in my life that I'm like, okay, these guys are going to get to know me, the annoying parts about me, and you just take the good with the bad, but my heart's in the right place. Like I'm not trying to upset anyone be
It
like
is being
be like
you.
that. Yeah. Be. Sometimes I'm going to say some real shit. You know, sometimes I'm going to have my N-word moments. You know what I mean? And yeah. And I think it's like that, like even when you idolize someone, right? Like there's people that I like their viewpoint. Like I like Kanye West, but I don't stand by everything Kanye says. And even us being friends with each other, we might not always agree, but I don't think you should be held to that's your whole belief system, you know? Like, because sometimes we'll say out the gate things, and like even jokes that are inappropriate. Like imagine if people just perceive you to be like that. It's like, oh my god, like that was pretty, and you just want to feel protected in that way. I know it's important to me, and I'll offer that in the friendship that we have, like that you feel safe in that way, like, and just being able to judge people fairly. Like I don't know if you guys worry about that, but I do. Like I'm many different things. I'm a hard worker, but I'm lazy too. But I'm not just lazy, and I'm not just a hard worker. I'm both. You know what I mean? I'm not just dumb, and I'm not just so you guys get the get the point. So if I say dumb shit, I'm not dumb. Like if I say intelligent shit, I'm not intelligent. I'm just many different parts, and I think we all are. Once you get to know people, be based off your mood, things that that's happening. You might see me put the hard word on my son, but I'm not always like that with them. It will just depend on the on the situation. But yeah, so I got to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna build a little bit on what you said previously. That I grew up around a lot of older people, and I really found it hard to find people my age, and so that's why I really thrive with you, Johnny, is because I grew up in that space where it's like talking to adults was fine, and talking to adults was fun, and I actually enjoyed that sort of stuff. Like
Underrated.
That's why I enjoyed working at the hospice shop, is because they were older, but I still found a way to connect with them because that's how I grew up. And this is why I love this group, is because we've got a range of ages, and it's like we can all talk to each other because we're just all good mates. And to be honest, age is just a number, to be honest.
Hey, let's not say that when it comes to the girls.
Yeah. I think that'll be it for the very first Soultribe podcast. Thank you guys for coming along. Thank you guys for listening as well, all you guys listening. And, well, we'll see you guys next month. Bye-bye.